CTV News at 11:30. North Bay lands a new aerospace deal.
We see this as a natural fit for the community to bring fighter pilot training back to North Bay.
How a boost in federal defense spending is bringing new aircraft to the city. Plus, big milestones, global crowds, and the latest technology.
We've been at it for 34 years now.
The Canadian Mining Expo is set to return to Timmins next month. And from diverse traditions to international flavors.
I love it so much that there's many people from other countries.
A Sudbury high school celebrates its first ever multicultural day.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off this week. We begin tonight with some long-awaited news for French River. The state of emergency put in place 6 weeks ago due to severe flooding has finally been lifted. The municipality made the announcement on social media earlier today, ending a flood crisis that first began back on April 15th. Mayor Giselle Pajot says recent warmer weather has lowered water levels. She adds that while the emergency is officially over, several vulnerable areas are still being closely monitored by emergency services, and some local businesses are still faced with challenges.
Especially for our tourist operators, because they're still in recovery mode and probably right on the cusp of emergency still, because many of them have not been able to open. So I'm hoping that with the water levels going down rather quickly, that our tourist operators will be able to reopen and serve our wonderful tourists that look forward to coming here.
Pajot says boaters are still being asked not to cause wakes while out on the water, as it is causing damage to flood-weakened shorelines. A new deal between an aerospace giant and the International Test Pilot School is bringing fighter jet training to North Bay. The move comes as the federal government increases its focus and spending on defense. CTV's Eric Tashner tells us more.
The Jack Garland Airport will soon be home to 6 of these M346 T-Block 20 fighter jets after the International Test Pilot School inked a deal with aerospace defense company Leonardo. The planes were ordered to train fighter jet pilots in North Bay as the school moves its London-based tactical training center to the city.
We see this as a natural fit for the community to bring fighter pilot training back to North Bay.
We love the fact that they've chosen North Bay to relocate to, and we love the fact that this is going to bring new jobs.
Leonardo is an Italian company that provides jet aircraft to train fighter jet pilots for NATO and other allies. The contract includes the 6 aircraft, which are expected to enter service in 2029, with an option for 6 more if needed. Last October, the International Test Pilots School conducted an airborne evaluation of the jets north of the Ottawa airport.
It aligns very closely with our mission at ITPS Canada, which is to enhance global security through innovative aerospace solutions.
Described as state-of-the-art and cutting-edge, over 160 of these jets have been sold to air forces in Europe and around the world as countries train pilots.
We talk about it being a 5th-gen fighter pilot training pipeline. So the graduates from our lead-in fighter training courses will then go on to a frontline fighter, be it F-35, F-16 or F-18.
The aircraft has logged more than 160,000 hours in flight. 20 countries, including Canada, use these jets both militarily and for training.
They do go hand in hand in positioning Canada for defending its sovereignty.
Meaning their loud engine roars will soon be heard as they zoom across the skies of Northern Ontario.
We have an amazing opportunity to provide training to our allies at a desperate time in the world.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Nickel Belt MPP France Gélinas reintroduced an anti-vaping bill yesterday at Queen's Park.
The bill has 6 sections. The first one is to stop the promotion of vapor products.
Pillars of the bill entitled Vaping is Not for Kids would include increasing the age to purchase vaping products to 21, ban flavoring and limiting nicotine, and increase tax to support anti-vaping warnings and selling these products at specialized vape stores while eliminating online purchasing. The bill would also mandate the Ministry of Health to review the vaping habits of young people. Shelina held a news event today at Queen's Park where an oncology nurse had some strong words about vaping products.
We are watching in real time an entire generation become addicted to nicotine under the illusion that vaping is harmless. I'll repeat, Ontario youth are being engineered into addiction by products deliberately designed to get them hooked. Measures that reduce youth access, restrict flavors, and strengthen oversight are not about punishment, they are all about prevention.
The bill passed its first reading yesterday. Second reading won't happen until the fall when the House returns. During today's Sault Ste. Marie Police Services Board meeting, a positive picture was presented when it comes to the budget. After the first quarter this year, finance officials are projecting more than a $350,000 surplus. Officials say that is driven primarily by revenues that were unanticipated. The news is a stark difference from last November when the service projected a $1.2 million deficit.
Chief and deputy chief, since what a difference a year has made, you know, and I recognize that when you've got a huge formidable corporation like you have, and there are so many factors that are not negotiable, that we just have to provide it, whatever the price is. We have to fuel, we just have to provide it. Guns, we just have to provide them. You've done an amazing job, and I want to thank you and thank your staff for putting finance as a priority.
The annual report was also shared at the meeting. Staff say it will be available on the service's website in the coming days. Some more details to share about the fire we told you about in the greater Sudbury community of Val-Thérèse last night. Sudbury Fire Services says 4 trucks responded to a garage and shed fire.
Crews were able to suppress the fire quickly and maintain it, and no damage was done to the house on the property, and only very minor damage to a neighbor's house that had a little bit of the siding melted.
Moline says there were no injuries and the cause of the fire is undetermined, but the structure is a total loss. He also says possible propane tanks were heard exploding by firefighters. Crews are reminding residents to store propane tanks outside of garages. Visitors got to experience emerging mining technology firsthand in Greater Sudbury this week. It came at the world's only trade show held inside an active underground mine. CTV's Angela Gemmel reports.
These pilots demonstrate how this drone works underground. It's one of the emerging technologies on display at this unique mining trade show.
Innovators and technology inventors don't just make this stuff willy-nilly. They've gone to the mines. They say, well, what's wrong? What can we do? What are your challenges?
This is the 3rd year for Mining Transformed, an exhibition hosted at NORCAT's Underground Centre in Levac, normally a working mine site. Emerging technologies can help improve productivity, efficiency, and safety.
Our tech is designed to go underground where personnel is probably not the best place for them to be, so we work at keeping them safe, while at the same time we gather tremendous data, and today in mining, data is a keystone for all sorts of important key decision making.
Companies from across Canada and around the world are exhibiting at the event, from tracking data technology already in Australia.
The beauty is by giving ears and eyes to management and people on surface, we help improve safety, emergency response, but also production, ventilation, and a number of other use cases.
2 autonomous vehicles.
We help mines with traffic in moving stuff, consumables, parts, material during the venting period. So with our autonomous vehicle that is electric, we can go when there's nobody underground because it's too dangerous.
NORCAT says Mining Transformed included 54 companies and 400 attendees and exhibitors on site over the 2 days, including several international delegates. The next event is planned for 2028. Angela Gemmel, CTV News, Levac.
The Canadian Mining Expo is marking 2 decades as an annual event and more than 3 decades of bringing the mining industry to Timmins. CTV's Lydia Chubak tells us more.
Well, if I can get everyone's attention.
The family-run Canadian Mining Expo kicks off June 9th during Mining Week in Timmins.
We've been at it for 34 years now.
This year, organizers have added even more outdoor displays featuring heavy equipment, suppliers, and new technology.
This year we managed to get 50 more tents outside. So we have a total of 100 tent displays this year, which is the largest gathering outside of heavy equipment anywhere in Canada.
The expo is also drawing attention from around the world, including a large delegation from Tanzania.
We have a group of 80 Tanzanians that are coming in. They've heard of the show, and they're all grouped in Toronto right now as we speak, and they're anxiously awaiting to come to the Canadian Mining Expo. They're all individual small owner-operators of mines in Tanzania, so it's a very unique opportunity for them to be able to see that much product and service under one roof.
For companies like Discovery Silver, the event is about building connections, sharing ideas, and highlighting Timmins as a global mining hub.
Well, it brings awareness to the mining industry, but it allows us to bring all these suppliers and contractors and consultants together into one city at one point in time where we can network.
Mining companies are also keeping a close eye on emerging technologies that could change the future of the industry.
There's new technology from, the drone space, from emergency response space. You can send robots, into areas that are maybe, unsafe instead of sending humans. So that's really grown in the industry.
The Canadian Mining Expo runs from Tuesday to Thursday in 2 weeks at the McIntyre Community Centre. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast, but for now, a look at the current conditions. So we've got mostly cloudy skies out there, some single-digit temperatures, 8 degrees in Timmins, clear skies there, 10 degrees in North Bay, 14 in Elliott Lake. We're going to have some sunny conditions for tomorrow. Your full forecast coming up next.
Heading into the weekend, this is what we've got going as far as our forecast radar, courtesy of Environment Canada. Let's have a look. Maybe the odd sprinkle or so in the forecast, but just wait until Friday. We've got more of that coming, starting at around 8 in the morning and continuing over the parts of the day. Chance of showers, 60% in some sectors. We'll take a look at that momentarily with the numbers. Sudbury Nickel Belt, here we go. Gradual clearing by about noon tomorrow, 22 your daytime high. Friday, here we go with that 60% chance of showers, 21. 20 on Saturday, sunny skies. Sunday, we've got the chance of showers, a slight chance at 21. Monday and Tuesday, 20 and 23. Some sun and cloud in your forecast. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, a sunny start at 22, chance of showers. Friday, slight chance at 30%, 20 your daytime high. How about this? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 consecutive days of sunshine, 20, 21, 19, and 20. So again, hovering around the normal mark for this time of the year, perhaps signifying the start of the summer season. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, gradual clearing. During the morning, 22-year high, chance of showers at 60% Friday, 19-year high. Again, a nice streak going here Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 20, 21, going all the way up to 24 Tuesday. So again, a few degrees above normal for this time of the year. After all, June is approaching rather quickly. Here we go now to Miskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake. Morning drizzle, then clearing. 21 your expected high. Friday, chance of showers at 60%, 19, 20 on Saturday, sunny skies, 20 on Sunday, more of the same. Monday, Tuesday, sun and cloud both days at 20 and 24. So temperatures starting to perk up. Your evening lows, by the way, quite reasonable at 7, 8, and 9. Your normal for this time of the year should be around 20, so you're bang on as far as temperatures are concerned. North Bay, West Nipissing, here we go. Morning drizzle, then clearing. 21 your expected high. Chance of showers Friday at 20, 19 Saturday. Sunshine. Sunday, chance of showers at 30% at 20, then 19 and 23 Monday and Tuesday. Sun and cloud both days. And again, you've got to like those temperatures, Amanda, because after all, summer weather is finally here. Back to you.
That sounds good. I like that. Thanks for that, Rick. The Ministry of Natural Resources has placed bear traps on a public property in Sault Ste. Marie. Police issuing an advisory to residents that the traps are a result of public safety concerns as black bears have been spotted near people during daylight hours. Police say do not touch or interfere with the traps. They've been set up to humanely catch the bears for safe relocation. Interfering with them could create a safety risk for the public, the animal inside, and officers. Several parks and playgrounds in North Bay have brand new features. The City of North Bay says 6 area parks now feature new or improved pickle and basketball courts. Green Hill Park and Canette Playground have half basketball courts, while Bourke Playground now has a full-size court. Circle Lake, Graniteville, and West Ferris Lions Parks have 2 pickleball courts each with nets, and each has mini basketball courts. A Nova Scotia grill master turned heads and taste buds at an international competition in Memphis recently. CTV's Brianne Foley introduces us to the Maritimer who smoked the competition.
The Memphis in May World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest in the poultry division. Cook the bull.
Phil Gaudette and his team went into Memphis and came out barbecue champions.
I mean, almost all of our meats did really well there this year. It was our best showing by far. I think I just balanced the sweet heat aspect really good. You know, I often, cook chicken around here and everybody's like, it's spicy, but it's not. It's just the right amount of heat.
The pressures get pretty high, in the final. You're trying to meet timelines, so things get pretty crazy, and your stress goes right through the roof. You're trying to get multiple meats going, multiple cooks going, and you're on a deadline, and you want to turn in within the last few seconds because you want warm meat getting to the judges.
While the pressure is high, competition sparked a fire in Gaudette from the beginning.
Me and my dad went to Memphis in 2019. A good friend of mine, Steve Perrin, out of Ontario, let us, 3 strangers from Nova Scotia join their team, and we got to walk stage that year with a Fork Place Poultry, and it was, the world's biggest stage, and I'm walking the stage, and you get hooked right away.
Nova Scotians aren't new to barbecuing, but putting the province on the map in the States is a big deal. For Gaudette, the competition creates more friends than foes.
It's crazy how, you're competing for the same prize, but if you forget butter or something, you can go to the team next to you and they'll pass you butter, even though they might be hurting their chances.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
That looked good. Sault Area Hospital is expanding its parking lot. Construction will begin next week and will impact a section of Ring Road adjacent to the south parking lot. The closure will remain in effect throughout active construction, but will be reassessed June 19th after tree and brush removal is complete. The whole project is expected to take the summer. While the hospital says it will do everything possible to minimize disruptions, officials say patients, staff, and visitors should plan for traffic delays in that area. On January 1st last year, new rules came into effect to crack down on predatory lending practices, including payday loans. But for those who already signed up with high-interest loans, the rules do not apply. And some say they're still struggling to get out of debt. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Terry O'Halloran of Barrie runs a small engine repair business. He had health problems 5 years ago and lost his leg. He needed to get a wheelchair and make modifications to his home. He took out a $4,500 loan and was paying $200 per month. He never missed a payment and thought it would be paid off soon.
That's why I called them, trying to get a hold of them to see what the final amount is left on the loan. Like I figure, I was figuring maybe a couple of $100. That was going to be it after 5 years.
What O'Halloran thought was a loan was actually a line of credit, first with cash money and later taken over by Lend Direct. He did refinance once, but was shocked to find out 3/4 of his payment was going to interest. He still owes almost $3,700.
At $4,500, if you do the math, it comes out to pretty near $10,000 for a $4,500 loan.
The criminal rate of interest that could be charged before January 1st, 2025 was almost 48%. Now it's capped at 35% interest, but for some who had existing loans before the changes were made, they're still paying the higher amount.
I know I can't continue to pay this thing. The interest is going to keep going on there.
CTV News reached out to Lend Direct but did not get a response. The Credit Counseling Society says taking out payday or high-interest loans or lines of credit can create a spiral of debt.
The fact is, the interest rate is so high, they're very, very difficult to pay off once you fall into them.
O'Halloran says he still has to purchase medical supplies and has other bills to pay. He regrets borrowing the money.
I could probably pay it back in a matter of another 5 years. And that's going to put me 71 years old. I figured by now this thing would have been taken care of.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A Sudbury school celebrates diversity. That story after the break. LaSalle Secondary School in Sudbury hosted its first Multicultural Day. CTV's Madison Marier has that story.
Students in grades 7 to 9 had the opportunity to learn more about different cultures and in many cases share their own.
It's a great awareness opportunity where people can explore other cultures and we can express the cultures that we love so much and that we want to share with other people.
I think it's gonna eliminate all the bad stereotypes people have of certain cultures and it's gonna make us more of a family.
I love it so much that there's many people from other countries.
New people, new immigrants bring something with them that is so precious, and I want them to acknowledge that, because being a newcomer myself at one time, it's tough. It's tough being a newcomer.
Education is at the forefront with activities aimed at teaching students about different cultures and food trucks from across the globe. As Ravi says, food brings people together.
Everybody's the same, and I feel that feeling of black and white comes from somewhere else. If we're hoping that we educate these kids, they go home and they talk about it, and brings us all together and appreciate each other.
The event remained open after school, inviting families of students to learn more about multiculturalism in the city.
Our feeder schools have been invited as well, and we want them to take part and learn more about who is now living in Sudbury. And we have this big, beautiful community here, and we want to embrace and support everyone.
Students say they are already looking forward to next year's Multicultural Day. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
An above the clouds reunion between a teacher and a student. CTV's Mike Walker has the story of a pilot and the teacher who inspired him to reach new heights.
Bird weather in Toronto is really winds out of the south.
What started out as a routine announcement from WestJet pilot Michael Sartor on a flight from Winnipeg to Toronto
Often a teacher that inspired and motivated. For me, that was Miss Arbello.
Turned into a surprise shout out to a passenger and his former teacher.
I just burst into tears, and then people started cheering, which I thought was so beautiful.
Daphne McMinamy taught Sartor grades 3 and 4 in Brampton 18 years ago. A teacher he credits not only for his success in school, but also his career as a pilot.
I was never the best student as a younger boy, and she was kind of the first teacher who really inspired me. She motivated me. She was the one to say, yes, you can do this. You could accomplish really anything you want to do, and that stuck with me.
A dream he shared with his teacher when he was only 8 years old.
He was in the Air Cadets, I remember, and he talked about being a pilot from the jump.
And today, there's his plane.
This was a special flight that came by chance. The two kept in touch through Sartor's parents throughout his school career and as he embarked on his dream job. McMinamy, who flies frequently for her teaching job, had always hoped to see her former student in his element.
Every time I would fly anywhere, I would send him a message to say, hey, I'm at the airport, never expecting to actually be on a flight with him.
Finally, it just ended up working where I was able to bid for a flight that she was able to book.
A proud moment.
I still see Michael as the 8-year-old that I taught, and so to see him in that space was just such a beautiful thing, that he kind of made this dream that he had come true.
Without her as my teacher, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish what I have.
On a special flight, both say they will always cherish. Mike Walker, CTV News.
Great story. Finally for us tonight, the mayoral campaign has begun in Kitimat, BC. But in this case, it's a campaign for dog mayor. 2 candidates are in the race. There's Gus, who's promising a fuzzier future and free universal health care for pets. There's also Coco, who wants to see dog days at the local pool and pet-friendly sirens on emergency vehicles, very important. The town is hoping the dog mayor race will help engage younger voters in the actual electoral process during this mayoral election year. That's a campaign that deserves an applause. That takes us to the end of our newscast. Thanks for watching. Good night.